Welcome to my workshop. This is where I do all my leather work and various other bushcraft items that I create. This video I'm going to be putting a handle on a new knife. So for years I've been using a trusty old Mora Companion. Had it many years now, it's done me well, but I've always fancied something a little bit more beefy and a little bit more personalised. I did make a sheath for this, which I'm very happy with, and I sell these on my Etsy shop as well, a bit of a plug. But at last year's Bushcraft show, I picked up a Condor blank, and it's got a fairly sharp edge on it already, but I'm planning on putting a handle on it. This is the Bush Law edition. So my plan is to use some yew, which it came from my garden, literally on the other side of this wall actually. When I moved into the house, it was here, it was too big, too close to the house, so I cut it down. The main trunk is now my mantelpiece over my fire, but I've still got quite a few bits left, and it's lovely wood, and I've had this cut down for me because my bandsaw's not really tough enough to really do a neat job on this. So I had these done at work for me, and I've got some glow-in-the-dark liners for it, which hopefully will come out quite well. I'm also hoping to make a sheath for it, which I will incorporate a small fire still with a yew handle with liners as well. So hopefully this will come out really well. This isn't a tutorial video. I've never done this before. It's basically just cataloguing what I'm doing and how it goes. So I could mess the whole thing up, in which case it might not see the light of day, but we'll see. So I'm just going to crack on with it. So these blanks now been sanded up. Didn't bother filming that bit, but they're ready to go, be glued, and I'm going to glue the liners to them, and I'm just going to clean them up with a bit of acetone first to make sure they're clean, and then I'm going to move on to the blade itself, because these screw holes are too far forward on the wrong position, so I need to drill some new ones. The angle of the wood here won't work with where that hole is, so I need to drill some more holes and make sure this one at the back's big enough to take the brass tube that I have as well. So this is all now been drilled with glue holes and holes for everything else, and that's ready to go. I did knacker a carbide drill bit doing it because it's very hardened steel, which is promising. So next thing we need to do is clamp all this together and get ready for drilling the holes for the bolts to go through. So I've now got the holes drilled, and I've got the bolts and a bit of the tube, thong tube here on. I'm going to try and cut this, I don't know if you can see it very well, there we go, that out as best I can with the bandsaw over there. It's not the best bandsaw in the world, so I'm just going to get close, and then I'm going to get on the sander and try and do that. Yeah, this is the bit that I'm most concerned about at the moment. We'll see how it goes. Well, that came out a lot better than I was expecting. You can see that there. The next step is to start grinding it down on here, getting these much closer to the line, tidy it all up, and then I'm pretty much getting ready for the glue. One thing I haven't mentioned is whenever doing drilling, sanding, cutting, whatever, I always wear safety specs, and quite often respirator here. Wood is pretty toxic. Generally it's not good for food products and things like that, and also the dust given off is pretty carcinogenic. Any sanding's good to wear respirator anyway, just for the safety's sake. Right, this is it, the gluing up stage. This is the bit I've been looking forward to the least, I would say, out of everything. But I've got an epoxy resin that takes 45 minutes to set, or a 45-minute working time, so I should be alright. Everything's been cleaned down with acetone. I hope I've done all the bits I need to do. We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm not going to talk my way through it, I'm just going to get on with it and do it. been just over a week since I glued this up because due to work I've had to do a night shift, but I'm now back in the workshop and I'm ready to start sanding this down, getting these bits off here on both sides. I'm just going to get it back down to the metal and then I'm ready to start doing the hourglass shape. I'm not going to go for every single process of this because it's just far too long-winded. I'm sure you'll get bored. So basically now it's a lot of sanding just to get all this flush and the excess glue out the way, and then more sanding to get the shape. So let's start getting on with that. Well, I had another setback. After doing my night shifts, I got a really bad cold and I just couldn't breathe at all, so I couldn't wear the mask and I didn't trust myself to be operating any of the machines behind me, so I had to have a break for a bit. I still had to plough on with a bit of leather work for orders and things, so it's more belt danglers been going, and this actually has to go out today, so life still goes on despite not feeling too great. I'm not 100% back to normal, but I'm good enough to start working. The only thing I have managed to do knife wise is here, is get the, I don't know if you can see that on there, get the hourglass shape measured up and drawn on. So that is the next part I'm going to do. Cheers. the sanding is finished. So I'll get this in focus. There we go. I am really pleased with how that's come out. I've gone through all the grits, and I've got as many scratches of the metal as I can out. I mean, they're microscopic now, almost what's left. So the next thing I'm going to do is it's going to have a buff on the buffing wheel, and then it's going to sit in finishing oil for 24 hours, and then clean up, and then the knife is done. Okay, the big reveal. It's finally finished. This has taken a very long time. I've done loads of other projects alongside this, so this has taken way longer than it normally would, and filming it has actually extended the time of the job as well, but I think it was worth it. I'm very happy with the results, and so here we go. That's come out way better than I hoped for, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So if I get a better focus, let's try this. There we go. Right. So yeah, and it's my friend Jeff came around the other day and gave it a sharpen for me. So here we go. Look for that. Very happy indeed. Also, alongside this, which I haven't been filming, with a bit of an offcut there, I've made a fire still to match, and again that has the glow in the dark liners. I charged the handle of the knife and this up earlier and did a bit of video footage of that just to show it in action, and yeah, really chuffed with it. It looks awesome. And one other thing, which again I didn't video, but I have made a special sheath for it. So here we go. That is snug as. Again, I'm really happy with how that's come out. And there we go with the fire still. So that will now be my tool of choice when I'm out. Sorry, Mora, but it's been great, but it's over. I will take the Mora out for certain things, but yeah, this is going to be my Bushcraft tool of choice. Now, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I've done a sort of bush law style sheath for this. I've not done one before, so that's a first for me as well. Yeah, chuffed to bits. Just a couple of thank yous really I need to say out. I've got this written on my phone just to say this would not be possible without numerous YouTube tutorials that I've watched time and time again. First being Sandy of Jacklaw Knives. I will put all the links for these down the bottom as well. So Sandy of Jacklaw Knives have been brilliant. Art of Craftsmanship, they've been great videos as well for guiding me along through this. And Ben Orford, who makes his own knives and is a brilliant knife maker, but his video tutorials have been great. And I've had a bit of info about the finishing oil direct from him through someone else who I mentioned in a minute. My friend Jeff, already mentioned, who came and did a sharpen for me. Francis from Wilder Ways, he gave me loads of advice on the wood and how to treat it and deal with it beforehand. That's been great. He's got his own knife company which produces some amazing stuff, so again, links down below. And finally, the biggest help has been Richard from Richard Outdoors. He is put up with me messaging him time and time again saying, what do I do now, how do I do this, that, the other, and he's given me loads and loads of advice. So he's been the biggest help ever. He is also, I don't know if he's got it by now, but if not, I'm going to say it's either way. He's very close to 10,000 subscribers. He runs an amazing channel. Please head over and give him a like and a subscribe. Help him reach that 10k mark. That would be absolutely awesome. So great guy and talented craftsman. Myself, I am very close to 500 subs, a lot lower than Richard, but still slowly creeping up. So slowly creeping up. So if you could drop me a sub if you haven't already, that would be great as well. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see the knife out in the woods soon. Cheers.